Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So within today's video, we are going to be having a very jam-packed video. We are going to be talking about Ferran Torres, we're going to be talking about who Xavi could be selling in the summer, and then finish off with Raphinha and Cancelo. It's going to be a very fun video. I hope you guys do enjoy it. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. I'm happy that you guys are here. Welcome to this Barcelona family. If you guys do want to support this YouTube channel, you guys can so by subscribing to the channel and also liking this video. I would really appreciate it. So let's start with Ferran Torres, because I know that we haven't really talked about this player a lot. And one of the reasons why is because he has had a very quiet season. In this season, he is so far, right? Like there is like one game left, but right now, I just think that this is going to be the final stats for Ferran Torres. So this season, he has scored 7 goals and provided 3 assists, right? 7 goals and 3 assists. He is the attacking player with the least amount of goal contributions. He is just right under Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati has a total of 7 goals and 4 assists instead of 3 assists like Ferran Torres. And what's crazy is that Ferran Torres has more minutes than Ansu Fati. And so the reason why I am informing you guys this is because I think that Xavi Hernandez is going to try and cleanse his attack, take away the players that seem the most unproductive, that seem the most like they cannot make an impact on the field. And one of the players is Ferran Torres. And so he could be seeing the exit door. And it says here, according to Javi Miguel, that from Thursday onwards, Xavi will hold meetings with players who aren't in his plans for next season. Those players could be Ansu Fati, it could be Kessie, it could be Ferran Torres, and it also could be Pablo Torre. These are going to be the players that are among the list. And I just really feel like Ferran Torres is the most likely player to leave Barcelona and one of the first few players. Now, I understand that Ferran Torres is probably going through some sort of like psychological issue. He has expressed this type of issue before to the media. He was saying that he's going through some sort of emotional or mental battle, which I completely understand. I get it that when you play in a big club like Barcelona and you're already not even mentally prepared for like big tasks, of course, you're going to be going through a very dark place. But Barcelona can only keep a player for so long, and Barcelona need to continue to move forward, and we have to continue to strengthen our squad. And if a player like Ferran Torres cannot be part of our image, even though we know that he is going through some sort of mental battle, we're gonna have to let him go. Maybe for him, playing at a big club is just too much, and I understand that some players are just not up to the task. Some will. Like, we have seen many players, right? Of course, like Messi, Dembele, David Villa, Ronaldinho. We could talk about so many players. Many players come to Barcelona and they are up mentally for the task. But with someone like Ferran Torres, he's just not there. And so is there some sort of solution for Ferran Torres on like where he could go next? I have no idea. I don't know if Ferran Torres is interested in going to China or Saudi Arabia. I don't know if he wants to go to USA. I don't know if he wants to continue to stay in Europe but play for a club like Newcastle where they have a lot of money and they pay him very big. Maybe something like that could suit him. Maybe he could just go to a club where they pay him very well and they don't require much from him, and he does not receive a lot of pressure. Because at Barcelona is very different. If anything, is the complete opposite. We bring in players, we pay them very minimal because of Barcelona's current financial status, but they are also required to bring in massive results. Like, you must, it is a absolute must to score a goal at the very, like, if you're an attacker coming to Barcelona, you are going to be expected to score every 90 minutes. It's just how it is. Like, you look at Lewandowski and how he went through like a 2 to 3 game drought without scoring a goal. Many of us were getting on Lewandowski, and so the demand playing at Barcelona is huge, and the path that Barcelona is going in the future is just, it's very different. We want players that are willing to get underpaid compared to like the other offers that they get from other clubs, but also always give 110% on the pitch and really provide a lot of results. So in the future, when Barcelona is up there and we're winning on and off the pitch, financially, sportingly, like in everything, right? These players can say, hey, look, I've been here since the beginning. I was here when Barcelona were supposedly broke. I was here when Barcelona were on the come up, and now look at us today. There are players right now that are willing to do that, like Pedri, Gavi, Frankie, Alejandro Balde, Koundé, Araujo, and so many other players. But again, going back to Ferran Torres, he's just not going to be in the category of those players. And it says here, according to Javi Miguel, that Barcelona will be ready to sell Ferran Torres for around 20 to 25 million euros. They're aware that selling him for such an amount will result in losses in the club's books, since they paid 55 million euros for his signing, but they're willing to sell him for a lower fee with the aim of strengthening their sporting project. So Barcelona are obviously going to be taking a huge L if they sell him for 20 to 25 million euros, because it's just way too cheap. But honestly, owing 30 million euros instead of 55 million euros off of this operation will be a long-term win for Barcelona. So they're doing everything they can to recover as much losses as possible. And so now let's move on towards Raphinha, because it says here, according to Alex Pintanel, Raphinha is not moving. He's only thinking about Barcelona. Neither the player nor his camp are considering a way out. So you know how I did say earlier that Barcelona do have a list of players they could let go in the summer. And those players could be Ansu Fati, it could be Ferran, it could be Kessie, it could be Pablo Torre. One of the players is certainly not Raphinha, and Raphinha is not on that list. It's a brave move coming from Raphinha, because I know that Raphinha probably said, hey, look, I want to stay here. I understand that competition is going to be greater next season, but I want to stay here. I want to succeed. I do not want to move. And I love how Raphinha is showing that he's very determined to succeed at Barcelona, because we need players like that. And the fact that he knows that the competition is going to be even greater, Raphinha knows that when he gets those minutes next season and he's given like a 15-minute window to do something, he's gonna have to be very efficient and really take advantage of those chances. Because when you see Messi back into the squad, Dembele being in top form, Lamine Yamal slowly creeping into the first team, you're gonna have to be very efficient. He's gonna have to be what Julian Alvarez is to Manchester City. He's gonna have to be what Gio Reyna is to Borussia Dortmund. So his role is going to be very different, and Raphinha is gonna have to adjust. And so I do not mind his continuity. I appreciate his enthusiasm to continue to play. I appreciate his motivation. I respect all of that. As long as he's very self-aware of what his role is going to be next season and he gives 110%, I do not mind, again, his continuity. So by the looks of it, as of now, if Barcelona want to make huge efforts on making big signings this summer, we're gonna have to sell big, and one of those players is going to be possibly Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres. Maybe. I'm just saying maybe by the looks of it right now. And Raphinha will be the one to stay with Dembele. Personally, I would love for Ansu Fati to stay, but because of what Javier Tebas wants to do to Barcelona, and the fact that he wants to bring all of these restrictions, even after we let go of Messi and Griezmann, Piqué, Jordi Alba, Sergio Busquets, I'm not even gonna get into that conversation. But because of Javier Tebas and his restrictions, Barcelona is gonna have to sell big. And I don't know if Ansu Fati is going to be in that conversation. Ferran Torres is definitely going to be in that conversation, but Raphinha will stay. If you guys are Raphinha fans and you guys love Raphinha, don't worry, he does have a future at Barcelona. He will be given at the very least one more season. And so now lastly, I just want to quickly talk about Joao Cancelo, because we haven't really talked about Cancelo either, like Ferran Torres. And so it says here, according to Sky Sports, that Bayern will not sign Joao Cancelo permanently. The club has already made the decision and communicated it to the player. And then according to Fabrizio Romano, he has also stated that Man City are ready to sell Joao Cancelo. Now, notice how these two reports have nothing to do with Barcelona, but we know that Barcelona is in the market for a right back. But the question is, how invested are they in signing a new right back? And I'm not talking about emotionally or mentally, I'm talking about financially. Because looking at who Barcelona want to target this summer, when it comes to their squad in general and how much Joao Cancelo is going for, I just find it very hard for Barcelona to say, yes, let's sign this right back for 60, 70 or 80 million euros. I just don't think that Barcelona are willing to do that. Like, yes, Barcelona do need a real right back, but I just don't see Barcelona paying top dollar for a player like Joao Cancelo, especially when you know that Koundé is most likely going to be the starting right back next season. And Koundé just said on Instagram or on Twitter that he's going to be staying, he's happy, I'm not going anywhere. And when you have Koundé in top form, being backed by Xavi, being 110% healthy, and also being very confident, Koundé will be immovable next season in the right back position. And it would make no sense for Barcelona to pay 60, 70, 80 million euros for Joao Cancelo, who may not even play a lot because of Koundé's top performances. And so that's going to be it, right? Like, Joao Cancelo is on the market. Who knows if Barcelona are going to be paying attention to that, but we'll see what Barcelona does. The agent of Joao Cancelo is Jorge Mendes. Could he give us a great deal and say that he can offer Joao Cancelo to Barcelona for like 35 million euros? That would be great. But again, we'll see. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.